Dark Dominion Sequence. Book 1. Immortal. Written by R.A. Williamson. Chapter 8. Koshmar stood back, uncertain how to help as Linnea and the big man in the imposing armor worked on Razav. Before he'd activated his helmet, which had somehow flowed from behind his neck and materialized around his head and face, she'd gotten a good look at him. Zeshese, she guessed, but with uncharacteristically short hair and only a little growth of beard. He looked shockingly familiar, but she couldn't place the face. It was like seeing a ghost, except she didn't know who the ghost was. Someone from her past? She shook away the strange feeling of déjà vu and stepped closer, leaning into the wind. In the east, the red smudge on the horizon had become a wall of sand, towering impossibly high and growing nearer by the second. "The storm!" she shouted to the others. The armored man looked to where she was pointing and shook his head. His visor was completely opaque and molded into the fearsome visage of a demon with narrow, slitted eyes, pronounced cheekbones, and a slightly open mouth bearing huge fangs. A small gold teardrop was set under the right eye in the otherwise matte charcoal black mask, and she wondered how he could see out of it. She couldn't see his expression, but his body language suggested he was getting frustrated. "How long do we have?" he asked her. "I don't know." He grabbed Linnea's shoulder and shook her, then pointed to the approaching wall of sand. "How long, Chandwacht?" "No time," she wailed. "There's no time." "We need to move him to shelter," the man said, his voice projecting as an ominous snarl through the roaring wind. "He's too big," Linnea cried. "How can we move him? It'll open the wound." "Curse it to the void," the man said. "It's too late for him. He's already gone. Margistu. You understand Margistu? He's dead. We need to get to shelter. Now." "I'm not leaving him." "He's already gone. We need to go. Bayad Berawim. Understand? Fauran Berawim." "Linnea!" Koshmar yelled into the other woman's ear. "We can't save him. We need to get back to the sandcrawler right now." Linnea tried to shield Razav from the raging sandstorm with her body. "Leave me. I will die with him." "Badustam besina kushmi berawam." "Pick her up," Koshmar ordered the man. "Pick her up and follow me." He nodded and stood, grabbing Linnea with one arm around her chest and under her arms. She hung limply as he carried her like a doll pinned to his body, her keening cry snatched away by the wind. Koshmar searched frantically for the sandcrawler through the scouring sand that whipped around her. An outline appeared in her vision, highlighting the dome of the vehicle, and she pressed forward. "Thank Kushma for you, Ash." "I didn't know you believed in the triune deity the Mejvi worship." "I'm willing to believe in just about anything if it gets us to shelter before the storm really hits us." "Only 15 meters to go." She scrambled up the armored dome and dropped into the hatchway, helping as the man lowered Linnea into the crawler's belly. He followed and tried to close the hatch, but the wind ripped it back open. Drawing a long dagger, he closed it again and jammed the weapon into the blasted locking mechanism, securing it temporarily. Linnea ripped her goggles off and stumbled into a corner where she collapsed and sobbed softly. The man sat heavily on a crate and retracted his helmet. He scratched sand out of his hair and spit on the floor, then paused when he caught sight of the 3 corpses. "Where'd they come from?" "They came to take us," Koshmar said. "I killed them." "You?" He pointed to her and then to the dead men and woman. "Killed them?" "Yes." "It's just that you're..." "Tiny? Petite? If you say fun-sized, I'll kill you too."
"Forget I mentioned it." He placed his hands on his knees and leaned his head back with a deep sigh. Koshmar set her goggles on her forehead and propped herself against the hull. "Was he really dead?" she asked. Moving him would have killed him if he wasn't dead already. Does it matter?
I suppose it doesn't.
He squinted at her. You're not Meshfi.
I'm her handmaiden.
What's that? Like her slave?
It's nuanced.
Nuanced? Sure it is. Lucky for us, you were able to find this shelter in that storm. Visibility was next to nothing. He tapped his breastplate with a large, gauntleted hand. Name's Michael. You?
Koshma.
He quirked an eyebrow. Like the little worthless coin. They give you that name?
No, I had it before.
He gave her a strange look and grunted. You from one of the settlements around here? Father use you for loan collateral?
Yes. The man seemed so familiar, and yet she couldn't begin to place him. He had to be someone from her past. She could taste it on the tip of her tongue. She could taste the sand in her mouth, too, and unwrapped her face covering to swish some water and spit it out. When she looked back up, the man who called himself Michael was staring at her slack-jawed.
What?
She said. It's not my blood.
Jaffa, he said in wonder. Jaffa 6. Sarai.
I don't know who or what Jaffa 6 is, the small woman replied. Or Sarai. You've mistaken me for someone else.
Not cursed, likely. He was certain it was her. He hadn't seen her for years, but he'd know her anywhere, no matter how long it had been. Asherith was certain too. This woman is a 100% facial match for Special Skills Officer KLJ6. Ash says otherwise, he said.
Ash? As in Asherith? You have her in your head too?
Of course I do. He scowled. Why are you looking at me like that? It's me, Rishon. SSO-LZR2. Don't you recognize me? I haven't changed that much.
You said your name was Michael.
It was, at least to her. Why he used it as a false identity sometimes, he wasn't sure. Nostalgia, perhaps? But the real Sarai would never forget the name she'd given him privately. We're wasting time. Terminate her. Storm isn't going anywhere, he sub-vocalized. We got time.
Pardon?
Nothing. That's just my cover name. He dismissed it with a wave. What's wrong with you?
I can't remember you.
Can't remember? We grew up together, and after that we were, well, not exactly lovers, but close. Very close. Best friends, at least.
I can't remember anything.
About you? About myself?
Just the name. Koshma.
He barked a laugh. That's a nickname from when you were a kid. You hate it. People stopped calling you that once your talents grew strong enough you could put them in a coma.
You didn't stop calling me that.
She blinked, her angular eyes narrowing slightly, a faint crease forming between her brows.
I don't think I minded when you called me that.
So you do remember?
No.
What happened to you?
I had my brains blown out,
she said matter-of-factly. You had your brains. He froze, his jaw tightening as his gaze snapped to hers, searching for a crack in her deadpan expression. And you're not dead.
Do I look dead?
No, you look great. He rubbed a hand across the back of his neck, his massive frame shifting as a crooked grin tugged at his lips. I mean, you look like the void at the moment, but great. You filled out some. Cursed, it's been years. I didn't know if I'd ever see you again.
Are you sure my name is…
Sarai. Yes, but just between us. Officially, you're SSO-KLJ6.
Jafar 6 is my designation.
Precisely.
And you're…
Rishan too, officially.
He leaned forward slightly, his voice softening, eyes glinting with something warm beneath the surface.
Mikkel, to you.
I thought that was your cover identity.
It's that too. It's complicated. Between us, I'm Mikkel and you're Sarai. That's your birth name. I don't know what mine is.
He tapped a finger against his chest, watching her, waiting for a spark of recognition.
You named me.
When we were children. He nodded, slow and deliberate, his hands falling still at his sides as the air between them thickened with unspoken history.
This line of conversation is not conducive to mission success. Terminate her and the Meshvi woman immediately, before you form an emotional bond with the target. This is turning into a conflict of interest.
I already have an emotional bond with her, he subvocalized.
And yes, it is a cursed conflict of interest. Are you going to kill her or not? Your orders were clear. Failure to comply will result in… Stow it.
Excuse me? Sarai said.
Nothing.
He waved a dismissive hand, but her gaze lingered, her lips parting slightly as if caught mid-thought.
Just Ash, jabbering.
A faint smirk tugged at her mouth, though her eyes narrowed, glinting with a mix of wariness and intrigue as she tilted her head. She can definitely go on.
Sure can. Where were we?
I'm Sarai, and you're Mikkel. Her voice held steady, but her face softened, a shadow of vulnerability creeping into her expression as she watched him. Between us. Privately. Why weren't we lovers, exactly? He puffed out his cheeks.
Long story for another time, perhaps. You really don't remember anything?
Nothing personal. Her eyes dropped for a moment, a faint crease deepening between her brows as frustration flashed across her features. Nothing that makes any sense.
Wow.
He rubbed his face with a palm. I can't believe it's really you. Koshma. Or Sarai. Or was it Jafar 6? She wasn't sure how to think of herself now. Jafar 6 was a soulless designation. She couldn't think of herself as that. And Koshma, that was a nickname meant to belittle her. But Sarai, that felt right. It felt like her, truly, deep down. She'd had a mother and father once who'd named her, summed to her and called her that in love as they embraced her. Before the academy. Before she'd been ripped away from her family to become a weapon of the Dominion. A hand of the name. Before she'd been forbidden to speak her true name. And this man, Rishan too, no, Mikkel. She could sense they'd been close, extremely close, before something happened. A betrayal? He'd broken her heart. She told him as much. He didn't say anything in reply, but the sadness in his dark grey eyes confirmed it. There was something else about his sad eyes, something behind them. A conflict. She could taste it. You came to kill me, she stated flatly. You've been hunting me. He held up his hands. I've been hunting somebody. I didn't know it was you, Sarai. I swear. I strongly advise terminating him immediately, Asherith said in her mind.
The pulse rifle slung behind her back was in her hands almost instantly, but he didn't flinch as she aimed the weapon at him.
I can taste. I know your thoughts, she said.
You were always good at that.
His shoulders slumped.
Then you know I can't go through with my orders. Not face to face with you like this. Not now that I've seen you. Go ahead. Pull the trigger. One of us has to die today.
Why were you hunting me?
Not relevant. Terminate him immediately.
Just wait, she hissed. Pardon? Nothing. She jabbed the muzzle at him. Why were you hunting me? I was hunting a rogue immortal. A woman who'd been excommunicated and disavowed. They wouldn't tell me why. I swear I didn't know it was you. Everything about this mission is classified at the highest levels, even from me. Which was true, she sensed as she tasted his thoughts. Either that or he was an incredibly good liar. So good he could lie to himself. Which was a possibility. They'd been trained for that, molded and shaped to play whatever role was required to achieve mission success. He's hunting you because you're the Nephajus, Linnea whispered from a dark corner. Void? Sarai exclaimed. I'd forgotten you were here. You're the what? Mikhail asked. Linnea rose and stepped into the light, her face puffy and her eyes red-rimmed. He was sent to kill you for the child you bear. Terminate her now! Asherith screamed in his mind. He ignored her. Now, Rishen 2! Her focus is diverted. I calculate her— Go to sleep, Ash, he subvocalized. Protocol Atholim, Nina, Dakili, Pashin. Sarai's eyes snapped back to him. What did you say? I told Ash to take a nap. She sleeps. If I order her to. He tapped his head. Little fail-safe I implanted when she wasn't watching. Insurance. She's a babysitter. Make sure we're all good little immortals. He pointed to her. Might want to reprogram yours, too, before she betrays you. He looked to Linnea and then back to Sarai. Did she say you're pregnant? That's impossible, Sarai sighed. Apparently not. I'm very much, definitely pregnant. I was going to say highly unlikely. It does happen sometimes, very rarely. But it's not grounds for excommunication or disavowal. Certainly not for termination. This pregnancy is somewhat different. She bears the child of the false god, the tall woman said. The what? He palmed his face. Who are you again? Her name's Linnea. She saved me. Sarai looked up at the other woman pointedly. And she was sworn to secrecy. The woman, Linnea, looked down at Sarai and gestured to him. He's come to kill you for the child you carry. There's no harm in him knowing. You're going to shoot him anyway. He held up his hands. Before you do, you're telling me, or she's telling me, that you're pregnant and the name's the father. Our God incarnate. I mean, sure, he has a shipload of children from his harem of wives, but they're all scions. We're anathema. The two don't mix genetically. It's like oil and water. I'm aware of the incompatibility, Sarai said. Asherith was able to analyze the embryo's genetic sequence. She theorizes the nanoculture detected the irreconcilable differences, and instead of terminating the pregnancy, chose to harmonize the zygote's genetic material, ensuring a successful chromosomal pairing. I don't understand how it works. It's very technical. Some sort of real-time gene editing.
The nanites chose to? Sarai shrugged. Apparently they can get creative sometimes. The symbiotic nano-colonies we host possess some form of hive mind, don't they? Theoretically, but has Ash confirmed that the name's the father? She's confirmed half of the chromosomes are from a scion. She doesn't have his specific genetic profile on file. Then why do you think it's him? He'd have to, you know. We're all aware of how babies are made, Linnea said. He did, Sarai confirmed with a frown. That much I remember. He's the father. I'm sure of it. And this only confirms it further. Linnea waved her hand at him again accusingly. Why else would agents of the name be hunting you, Koshma? She turned to glare at him. Are you demon-possessed? Are you a witch? Pretty sure witches are female,
he replied dryly. Jadugar can be of either sex, sometimes both at once. Fascinating as that is. He started to rise and then sat back down as Sarai jabbed the rifle at him again. If, and it's a big if, the name sired a child on an anathema, especially an immortal, I suppose it'd certainly explain everything. There's no if, Sarai said. The genetic evidence is irrefutable. And I remember him. He's the father. The three were silent for some time. So, are you going to kill me or not? He eventually asked. I haven't decided. Give me the gun, Linnea said. I'll kill him for you. How about no one kills anyone, he said. Maybe we can put the gun down and figure out what happens next, like civilized people. Friends, even. Sarai lowered her rifle and nodded slowly. I can still stop your heart. He raised a finger. Only if you touch my skin. No, I think I can do it from here. That's new and frightening. I'll keep it in mind. What's to figure out? Linnea asked him. You said yourself one of you dies today. I may have spoken too hastily. It doesn't have to be a binary choice. We can figure this out. First, Sarai, you can't stay here. If I tracked you to this clan, others will too. They'll keep hunting you, especially if I break orbit and help you. In fact, they'd double down on the hunt in that case. I never asked for your help, Sarai said, slinging her rifle and crossing her arms. And we'll be safely hidden in Kusin Rala within 48 hours, Linnea added. Our warrens are impregnable. Nothing's impregnable, he said. He motioned to Sarai. Case in point. She groaned. Sorry. He gave a lopsided grin and shrugged. Couldn't resist. But seriously, Linnea, right? Give me a decent kill team, Linnea, and I'd be able to slip inside your underground bunker city, terminate the target, and be out before anyone even noticed. And I'm not the best there is in the Corps. I'm just a journeyman. There are masters who can walk through solid rock and tungsten shield doors. Masters who can literally become shadows. How do you stop someone like that? Those are just myths.
He took off a gauntlet and snapped his fingers, producing a livid flame that he then rolled across his bare knuckles before blowing it out. He frowned at her. Are they? It's not demon possession or witchcraft, Linnea. Definitely not myths. Certain people, very, very rare people, can shape reality at a sub-quantum level with their minds. The Dominion seeks them out as children and raises them to be the most elite spies and assassins in the galaxy. That's what I am. And she is too. There's nothing mystical about us. We're just exceptionally special. Extremely well-trained weapons. And we're very, very real. You should definitely kill him, Linnea told Sarai. Sarai pursed her lips and then frowned. No, he's right. I'm in danger if I stay with the clan, and I'm a danger to the clan. Even if I leave, you'll all be in danger. Unless we can lead them away from your people. You're not seriously thinking about going with him? He was sent to kill you. He's not going to kill me. If he were, we'd already be dead. She looked at him. Can it be done? Can we lead them away and stay safe? He hadn't had time to give that any thought. Whisking her away and going rogue, being excommunicated himself, had been more than enough to tackle at the moment. Protecting this clan of pariahs from the Dominion hadn't even crossed his mind. But they knew Sarai's secret, some of them anyway, and that alone would be grounds for their elimination. Leading the Dominion away isn't enough, he said eventually.
If the name suspects this clan knows the secret, he'll order them to be silenced.
You mean a pogrom?
Linnea said. I mean extermination. And he'll salt the desert with your ashes.
The child growing inside her shouldn't exist. Sarai Istkviohi is an immortal, one of the Dominion's elite psionically gifted operatives, augmented from childhood to serve as the personal weapons of the Name, the self-proclaimed god who has ruled 10,000 worlds for 3 millennia. She was born into the Serf caste, genetically incompatible with the divine elite. She should never have been able to conceive the Name's child. When a failed assassination attempt leaves her stranded on a desolate moon with no memory of who she was, her impossible pregnancy becomes the most dangerous secret in the galaxy. Factions move to claim Sarai and her unborn child. Abolitionists who need a symbol, terrorists who need a weapon, and the Name himself, who will rewrite his own theology before he lets a slave girl unravel the lie holding his empire together. Sarai just wants to disappear and raise her daughter somewhere quiet with the childhood love she can't remember. An immortal sent to kill her who committed treason the moment he saw her face. But no corner of the Dominion is remote enough to hide her, and so she must choose. Stand and fight on her terms, or run forever. The galaxy is about to discover a god's weapon has become a mother, and nothing in his dominion was designed to survive that. Visit darkdominionseries.com for updates and exclusive content.